Trends in the market very recently are very plant-based power, very vegan orientated, and that has really come up through the free-from trend that has driven the market in recent years. Plamil manufactures over many categories: soy milk, egg-free mayonnaise, and chocolate. Now that is quite a large range of categories that we have our knowledge base pulled from, and we see various trends going on and happening within the marketplace. What is very clear is that the market is demanding foods which are far more mainstream and less niche product. And so we have introduced, for instance, in our chocolate range, a brand new brand called So Free, and that really meets the drivers of the free-from market without actually shouting about free-from the rooftops. It is a real mainstream brand, and it will, as a prerequisite, fulfill all the free-from criteria that people are looking for. We think this is a really big trend, and we see it in other parts of the market, such as soy milk has now become a very mainstream product and very, very well accepted. But there are still many products ghettoized on the free-from shelves, which should really be put into the mainstream shelves, and that is, we think, where the free-from market will go in the future. We see a lot of cultural changes going on at the present time. It is particularly notable in fast food outlets and food to go. That is where most of the drivers of change are happening within the trendy markets of the vegan. But in the free-from sector, what is generally happening is that it is still being put on the shelves as a category, and consumers need to seek out that aisle and find their free-from foods. Often these are very niche foods or are very plain and are not too exciting. And what we think the retailers should really be doing is putting some of these categories back onto the mainstream shelves to really show that free-from is a acceptable and desirable and a go-to products instead of products that have to be put into individual shelving categories. We see that the trends are going towards more ethical purchasing, and ethical purchasing from companies that are actually ethical themselves. There's big differences between when the product is ethical and when the company behind it is. And we see that to be a big trend, and we would hope to be able to tell our story much better and drive the market forward. We have very strong ethical policies, and we would like to see those become more mainstream and widely used. Too often, for instance, there is fair trade, where fair trade is great for the farmers, but the trade in between companies who are trading those fair trade products are not necessarily done in the most ethical manner. So we see there's a lot of conflicts, there's a lot of way to go. But what we would like to see Plamil in another 50 or 100 years' time is to be really forging forward the standards and setting the benchmark and tackling those difficult product categories and holding our head up high in doing so. It's too often easy to be bang on trend with a certain product, but actually forget that those are perhaps the easiest products to make in the free-from category, and that we should be actually making and striving to make some of those more difficult products that other people don't really want to do. So we see ourselves as forging the market forward, as we've always done in the past.